Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome once again to my channel. Thanks very much for all your support. And this is just a bit of a catch-up video, just a little bit about myself, and I just thought I'd share it with you, keep everyone's interest in the channel. So, without further ado, let's have a little chat about what happened on my journey into survival and bushcraft. So basically in 1985, that's when my real passion for survival came about. There was not much on the television at the time. There was a I think it was a VHS, and it was Lofty Wiseman. It was called Survival School, and he took different people from different walks of life, and he started them off with a sleeping bag and the like, and he gradually took everything off them, and I think at the end they had to get rescued by a helicopter. I'm sure you can see it on YouTube. If you just type in on YouTube Lofty Wiseman, it'll come up, and there's another one in the 80s. I remember seeing it on a VHS tape, and I managed to find it on YouTube, and he's doing a talk with an American guy on different aspects on survival. But saying that though, my interest first started when I seen a book called No Need to Die by Eddie McGee. And that's the book, No Need to Die by Eddie McGee. And obviously that was in 84, 85. You come to 1986. Fast forward to 1986. Then we got this book. It was a first edition. The SAS Survival Handbook by John Lofty Wiseman, but it wasn't, it's John Wiseman there, yeah. That's a first edition. And basically, I was in the cadets at the time, and we had all the kit and equipment then, but it wasn't like the bushcraft equipment that you've got now, with the titanium pots and all that kind of thing. It was a set of mess tins, a hexi cooker, a 58 pattern poncho. If you want to see that poncho, I've still got it to this day. And basically what I did, I studied the book. I used the kit and equipment, like the mess tin, and I built shelters and that. By this time I was only 15 in 1985, and so that was 85 into 86. In 1987 I joined the Territorial Army. It was called the King's Regiment, based in Liverpool. They're not there anymore. It's called the Cheshires now, I believe. And basically what I did there, I still had the kit and equipment then, because you get it issued to you. So you'd, if you remember, I don't know if anyone will remember, DMS boots. You'd have them, lightweights, DPM trousers, a smock. I had an SAS smock. The Bergen, you'd have the Bergens. I've still going to show you the day pack that I used when I was in the TA. I've still got it now. I'll go on to that in a bit later. So basically I incorporated survival and fieldcraft together, and I called it tactical bushcraft. So there was different parts of it that, you know, you can adapt to today. It was like hygiene in the field, how to erect ponchos, how to look after yourself, medical, bits of medical. I mean, you never got any books and like that when you were in the Territorial Army. I'll show you a book that I did get. It's called a Tactical Aid Memoir. Yeah. That's what I got when I left. It's a certificate of service, but it's got all personal stuff in there. So on the top here, you've got hygiene in the field. I've marked some off. Let's have a look at some of them. Let's have a look. See here. How to signal. Bringing in helis and stuff like that. So I'll leave that to one side. So I used to go on a Tuesday. That was a drill night. Then you go away on a weekend. You didn't have to go every weekend. I think there was 6 in a year on a 2-week camp. But the weekends you go away to places like Formby, it's called Alcar Rifle Range. It's still there to this day, and Sunnybridge, the training area there, and the like. And what I used to do is you come home on the Sunday, then you do your stuff in the week, and the weekend that I wasn't with them, I'd be using the kit and equipment to do survival training. So I'm going to show you a bit of the kit and equipment. I've still got it to this day, and it's still in good working order. Nothing's failed. So you know you can buy all this top end survival and bushcraft gear, and it falls apart within minutes. You know, you go onto different websites, you buy it, and it doesn't last. This is from the 1990s. So how many years is that? You know, over 30 years. And it's still going strong. And there's some bits on this, and I was thinking about this. There's some aspects of this kit that have only just been discovered, but I was using it in the 80s, and I can show you. So basically, I'd have my combat jacket on, then I'd have this. You can see it on here. It's a weapon belt. Now I'm going to go through the belt. And I think you've seen on one of my other videos. So we'll start from this side. So start from the left, work over to the right. So in this pouch, this is a full survival kit. So I'm not going to bring it all out. I'm just going to show you where I stored it. So there is navigation, first aid, fire lighting in this pouch. And it's a combat survival first aid kit. Escape and evasion. Yeah. So what I was saying to you earlier on about the stuff that I used then, and looking on YouTube, you know. So this is a water bottle. It's made of aluminium, and what I used to do in hot weather, I used to soak this in, in a stream. And basically, you put the water bottle in. The water bottle's metal, by the way. We were issued with, they were called 58 pattern water bottles. I still got them to this day, but I didn't like them because this water bottle, I could actually boil water. And I adapted it to boil water. So, I'm going to show you now. So as I was saying there, in the hot environment in the UK, I'd soak it in the stream, put the metal water bottle in, and basically the conduction with the metal, with the cold, because that was wet, it was cold, it'd keep the water cool. This is the water bottle, yeah. Actually changed, it was cork in there, but I changed it for rubber with a seal. And what I did was a kitchen, it was off a sink, I think. You could actually take this off, and you could put that over a burner, a hexi burner, and it'd boil your water. Or you could hang the chain up. Yeah. These are not from the 1980s. I changed them out. It was all faded, and the tablets weren't in date. That's been put on just to show you what I used to do. These tablets are water purifying tablets. I used to keep them to the water bottle. So even if I forgot to bring any with me, I know I had them on there. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 tablets equals 10 litres of water to make safe. So there's the water bottle. Yeah. The water bottle. Now inside the water bottle carrier, I'd keep a millbank bag. Now this is a very, very old millbank bag. It's dated 1946. As you can see, it's all faded. But as you can say, 1946, and it was working, and it still works to this day. That's where you hang it up. Yeah. So proper, genuine millbank bag. And it was one of the first millbank bags. As you can see there, it's just a bit faded there. I can't make it out, but it was 1946. So what I was saying about, people doing bushcraft, and they had these nice bits of kit. Well, back in the day, they had these anyway. So, and what you do is that, put it inside there, and hang your water bottle over the fire, like that, and boil your water. So I was using this system back in the late 80s, early 90s. So I'm going to put that there. I'll put the lid to one side. So that's it. And as you can see inside there, it's like a felt. It's like a conductor, as in it'll cool the water down. keep your water nice and cool. So, didn't have a gas stove then. It was a hexi stove with hexi blocks, and I'd boil water over a fire. Moving on from the next bit of kit is I never had a bushcraft knife. There wasn't anything like a bushcraft knife. There was, but I didn't like them. They were called the Survivors, and they were like big knives with catapults on and big lights and bells and whistles. But I didn't like them because it was too fancy. And I liked to keep my kit and equipment, keep it stupid simple, yeah. And they had the big Rambo knives and stuff like that, but I had one and it snapped in half, and I didn't like them because I didn't know about full tang knives and all that kind of stuff. I was just basically learning. So what I used as a utility knife, which is on the belt, was a British Army clasp knife. I've given this a clean up. Yeah, so I think it's called a sheep's foot blade. There is a bottle opener, and there's a screwdriver there. If it wasn't in the sheath, I'd have a lanyard on this and it'd go in my pocket. So that's the British Army clasp knife. Yeah. Put that to one side. Moving on to the main tool. And this is I'd call it a Glock. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see there, it's got the military stamp, 1993. This has never let me down. I've put a lanyard on, so you put it round your hand, and if it does fall out your hand, it'll fall that way. And it's not going to do any damage to anyone. The sheath, I used the bayonet sheath, to be honest. As you can see there, it's a sheath for the bayonet. I put that over, put that bungee cord over and tighten it so it's secure. This was made by a company called Remploy, and that's when the PLCE equipment came out. So it was a whole different type of different weapon from the 58 pattern weapon. But basically, that's the system that I'd wear when out in the field, building shelters, doing talks on survival. So yeah, you can batten wood with the machete, you can feather stick with the machete. Basically the small knife was used for cutting paracord, and it was a it is a sharp blade. I'd use that to process fish, skin rabbits, butcher pheasants, and obviously the survival kit that had the means in there for lighting fires, paracord, medical, signalling. So you had all these items on your belt. So if you did lose your bearing or you got compromised, you still had this belt kit. The water bottle would be full at the time with water, as in when you're building shelters, you do dehydrate, so you have to rehydrate. So yeah, that's the belt kit. Some of the little bits of kit I've got, which I've kept. This is from 1987. And it is to put a thermos flask in. Yeah. So there's your thermos flask. So on there, carry a vacuum flask, 1987, it's all stamped. Basically what I'd do is, of a night time, before I went to bed, in your sleeping bag, you go into the night routine. So that flask would be used to store boiling water. You could store boiling water in it for the next day. So when you get up in the morning, you've got a boiling hot water to use for a ration. And basically, I'm going to show you something. I found it in the shop today, and I used to use 24-hour ration packs, and I used to use these things as well, and I forgot to put it out, so I'm just going to be a sec and I'll go and get it. So I'm back, guys. So basically, these were going in the 1980s. They were called beef curry Vesta, and you were given ration packs, 24 hours. I used to supplement the ration packs with these. So I managed to find these today. There's 900 and something calories in this. It's curry and rice and beef. So I'm just going to open it and show you. It's dried, so you do need water. So you get your mess tin out. So you got the sauce mix, which has got beef, all the vegetables. Then you've got your rice. So you cook that in your mess tin. There's a meal. Near enough, well, 980 calories I think it is on the packet. You could get paella, and there was another one, risotto, but I can't seem to get that anymore. So yeah, I used to supplement the ration packs with that if I was doing extended stays, and it was dry. You never had any camping meals then. The only shop that you could go to, it was called Army and Navy, but they didn't do any, it was all like old surplus gear, but there was no food. I can't remember buying any food then anyway. There was a shop in Liverpool, it was called Callum Military, and I don't think they sold any food really, just surplus gear. But going on from the video, this is the day sack I used to use in conjunction with the belt. So this is a Berghaus Monroe. It's not the ones that you get from overseas. This was actually made in Sheffield in the UK. It's a 35 litre day sack, and it's still going strong today. I think, what does it say there? What's that say? Made in Great Britain. So that's an original piece of kit, made in Great Britain. They are made overseas now. This is a genuine 100%, one of the first, well, it is the first Berghaus Monroe. And then later on I had a Berghaus Crusader, but actually sold that off. I actually sold the Crusader off, and I bought the Berghaus Vulcan, which you've seen in one of my other videos. That's a new Bergen, but the Crusader was old. It was one of the first top end Bergens at the time. I used to work on, sometimes on a Saturday, if it wasn't in doing the TA stuff and the survival, delivering fruit and veg around houses on a van, and that's where I used to get my money from for the kit and equipment. But that's just a bit of an insight into the kit and equipment I used in the I'd say from 1980s to the 1990s. So I'm going to call it there with the video, so everyone be safe, and I hope you like the video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye now. Bye.